lively sounding bunch today, and I love that. Welcome to Holston Valley Unitarian Universalist Church. I am the Reverend Tiffany Anderson, the minister of this church, and my pronouns are she and her. I am so glad that you are with us to celebrate our annual Flower Communion service. For over 100 years, Unitarian Universalist churches have been collecting and sharing flowers as a symbol of the diversity of our community and the beauty of humanity. Whether you are a dandelion or a rose, a buttercup or an iris, no matter what soil you came from or are planted in, no matter your fragrance, the color of your petals, or the shape of your leaves, your presence is welcome and celebrated in this big bouquet of community. Just as you are welcome here. If you are visiting us for the first time today, you are especially welcome. Michelle at the visitors table by the door can help you get oriented if you have any questions. If you have little ones, our greeters can show you the way to the nursery, which is available during the service for children ages 6 and younger. A special enthusiastic welcome to our visiting guest musician, Eli Burns. Yes. Eli Burns. I got to hear him practicing the pieces that he's going to play for our Flower Communion, and I believe we are in for a treat. He is an ETSU student for one more week. So during these interactive ritual-oriented services, we especially like to invite our kids to stay and participate with a little bit of help from a trusted adult when it comes time to place or receive a flower. And I will also want to let all of you know that your privacy will be protected. Even though the service is being recorded, we will not be showing the faces of all of you all as you come, give, and receive your flowers during Flower Communion. But let's start with our opening hymn, which is a celebration of spring. Everything is turning green right now, and it's great to sing about that. So please rise in body or spirit and join with us to sing together hymn number 1068 in the thinner teal hymnal, Rising Green. Flowers have the gift of language. Part 1. by Norbert Chopik, the originator of the flower communion. Speak, flowers, speak. Why do you say nothing? The flowers have the gift of language. In the meadow, they speak of freedom, creating patterns wild and free as no gardener could match. In the forest, they nestle, snug carpets under the roof of leaf and branch, making a rug of such softness. At end tip of branches, they cling briefly before bursting into fruit, sweet to taste. Flowers, can you not speak joy to our sadness and hope to our fear? Can you not say how it is with you that you color the darkest corner? The flowers have the gift of language. At the occasion of birth, they are buds before bursting. At the ceremony of love, they unite two lovers in beauty. At the occasion of death, they remind us how lovely life is. Oh, would that you had voice, silent messengers of hope. Please sit with me in a moment of peace.
Good morning, one and all. I'm Beth, and glad to be your service leader for today on this delightfully perfect spring day. Welcome, everybody. The Flower Communion was created by Norbert Chopik for the Unitarian Church of Czechoslovakia back in 1923. Our opening words were written by Dr. Chopik, and so are several of the other words we are using today, honoring his memory by using his original work. But today really is less than about words and more about experiencing the gifts of beloved community through exchanging flowers. We begin with another Unitarian Universalist tradition, the chalice lighting. Our chalice has its origins as a symbol of hope and liberation when the Unitarian Service Committee hastily designed it and then stamped it on the documents they were using to help Jewish refugees escape Nazi persecution on the eve of World War II. Today we invite Noelle Marshall to be our chalice lighter. Noelle was a student many years ago, and yet she has never stopped learning and listening and leading. Thank you, Noelle. While she lights it, would you say with me our vision statement? Should be on your bulletin. We work together as a church to transform ourselves, our community, and our world by sharing love, pursuing justice, and seeking wonder. The Unitarian Universalist Flower Communion service, which we're about to celebrate, was originated in 1923, as we said, by Dr. Norbert Chopik, founder of the modern Unitarian movement of Czechoslovakia. On the last Sunday before the summer recess of the church in Prague, all the children and adults participated in this colorful ritual, which gives concrete expression to the humanity-affirming posture of our movement. When the Nazis took control of Prague in 1940, they found Dr. Chopik's message of the inherent worth and beauty of every person to be, as Nazi court records show, too dangerous to the Reich for him to be allowed to live. Dr. Chopik was sent to the concentration camp at Dachau, where he would later die. This gentle man suffered a cruel death, But his message of human hope and decency lives on through his flower communion, which is what we celebrate today and is widely celebrated through many churches. This service includes the original prayers for Dr. Čapek to help us remember the principles and dreams for which he died. At the first flower communion in Prague, people were asked to bring a flower of their choice, either from their own gardens or from a field or a roadside. Each person was asked to place their own flower in the vase to show that it was by their own free will that they joined with this community. As one vase contained a wide variety of flowers, it became a powerful symbol for diverse and united congregation. We invite each of you to bring your flower to this center basket as a symbol of your free choice to connect to the community gathered here as a member, a friend, or a very welcome visitor. If you didn't bring your own flower, don't worry about it. There are collections. Help yourself. Bring one with you. It represents what you bring to this community. Reverend Tiffany will offer the first flower for many of the beloved members of this community who are separated from us by distance and circumstance. Bring your flowers.
One of my favorite parts of the year is watching this basket of flowers take shape. It always ends up so beautiful. These flowers, in their diversity and beauty, are already sacred, just as we are. Today, we use Dr. Chopek's words to bless these flowers, connecting us with our history of love and justice. So when it sounds archaic, that's because they're Dr. Chopek's words. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in this world. Blessed be, and amen. The gathered bouquet of flowers is a powerful symbol of community. Our weekly ritual of sharing joys and sorrows is another way that we show interconnectedness and share mutual support. If you'd like to share a joy or a sorrow in person, please use these candle cards that are located on the back table. And if you'd like to share a joy or a concern from a distance, you can email me at minister@hvuuc.org. And I've never had more candles cards than I do today. I feel like that's appropriate on Flower Communion. A card of sorrow from Linda Waltner. Ellen Matthews, a longtime friend to HVUUC, passed away last Wednesday. She was my dear friend and played guitar and banjo in my first band, the Wire Choir. We played together at this church often during that time. Her memorial service is yet to be scheduled. She was a talented, feisty woman who will be sorely missed. A card of healing and discernment for Bailey Sovine, who is facing a number of prolonged medical struggles and is trying to figure out the best course of treatment. A card of grief from Bob and Noel, who write, sorrow that a great servant of the people, Pope Francis, returned to his heavenly home on Easter Monday. He was truly a pope of the people, a reformer, a lover of the earth, dedicated to the feminine, and a beautiful light on and for this planet. He served with humility, good humor, and great love for the marginalized. May his legacy of love be continued by his successor. Today at 3 p.m. on YouTube, there will be a celebration of life held for longtime member Sharmi Mehta. She was a key lay leader in this congregation for many years, and Jay shares that her connection to this community will be celebrated during the service. We know several of you want to attend, and Raj has provided paper orders of service for anyone here who will be attending remotely. They are on the back table. A card of deep grief for Eloise Jo Egan Bouchard. She was born on Friday, April 18th, to parents Jessica and James. She lived 2 days before passing away in her parents' arms on Easter Sunday. Her name, Eloise, means famous warrior, and her parents intended her to live her life as a warrior for kindness, compassion, caring, and accepting others, and even as a warrior for the natural world itself. Born with her father's eyelashes and her mother's nose, months before her August due date, she fought a brilliant battle to stay with her mom and dad and grandparents for as long as she possibly could. She was an important part of our church family, even if most of us never got to meet her. And now she's gone in body, but not in spirit. Jessica and James are well supported by their parents and are doing their best to heal together and are asking for your prayers. And we have a daisy on the altar in Eloise's honor. A card of hope and healing for Sophia Peterson and her brother Phoenix. Phoenix spent the first half of the week in the ICU in Niswonger before they flew him to Vanderbilt to get more answers about why he was not able to breathe on his own. Amazingly, the last 4 days at Vanderbilt have been very good for Phoenix. He's been off the ventilator for days, and they are expecting to discharge him today. Yeah. And a cry for help for member Eric Perner. He has been displaced from his home and is currently experiencing homelessness. Eric has a full-time job, but in this economy, some full-time jobs don't cover even the most basic needs. Today, we send out energies for Eric that the right housing solution will be discovered. If you have any leads on an affordable room to rent, please let me know, or talk to Eric directly if you know him. And a card of gratitude to everyone who helped with our Appalachian Service Project build this weekend, and a special gratitude to Dottie Blades for getting us organized and liaising with a very overworked set of Appalachian Service Project organizers to help our region continue to recover from the devastation of October's flooding. And that is a lot, right? That is a lot. It shows me how much we need each other. And it shows me that sometimes hard times are going to come, but that they're a little easier to manage when we face them together as a community. It shows me how important rituals like today's are to show us that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. And for that, and for each of you that I'm seeing here and that I know are at home watching us, I am so grateful for you. So we come bringing all that we are and everything that we carry to this table of joy and sorrow, grief and hope, community and care. Today, to make room for our basket of flowers, we offer you stones and a vase of water instead of our standard assortment of candles. Instead of lighting a candle, you are invited to take a stone from the table to symbolize your joy or sorrow and place it in the bowl of water to entrust it to the container of this community. If you wish for us to place a stone for you, please raise your hand and I will acknowledge you and I will place a stone for you. And when we have placed our last stones, we will sing together our meditative hymn, number 1031, Filled with Love and Kindness. Our community is so much larger than just those of us who are in the building this morning, so we place a stone to hold space for those who are not physically present with us, but are ever in our hearts. for all that remains unspoken in our hearts and minds. Let us enter a moment of meditation, contemplation, and prayer together. Spirit of life and love, garden and gardener, soil and sun, flower and thorn, great mystery that nurtures us, challenges us, and helps us grow. The roses of life are many, even as we push through the compost to get there. And we know the thorns too well. The loss of Eloise, Ellen, Charmy, and Pope Francis. Concern for Phoenix's and for Bailey's health. Eric's needs for housing and economic justice, and all those who are in need of economic justice. People disappearing for speaking out, spirited away to modern-day concentration camps. There are so many thorns. O great gardener of our lives, give us the will and wisdom to prune away the thorns that we can reach, alleviating each other's suffering, laboring for each other's liberation, knowing that there will always be some thorns we cannot avoid, but unwilling to let that excuse us from preventing the injustices that we can. And give us the eyes to see the blossoms too. People laboring to repair homes and alleviate suffering, improved health of some of those we hold dear, a community committed to journeying together, a vision of worth and dignity for all, hands, feet, minds, and hearts all bent together to heal our common humanity. Give us the eyes to perceive and nurture the smallest buds of hope, to see the potential, the promise of joy, of hope, of love, of liberation that are emerging and that are just waiting to be discovered. Fill our hearts, minds, and souls with the power of hope, the potential of joy, and the presence of love. Blessed be, and amen. I found a candle card I missed. It's just been that sort of week, y'all. I want to share this, and I will put a rock down for it. A candle from Chelsea of concern. My friend lost her husband earlier this month to an aggressive melanoma. He was only 34 years old and left behind his wife and 3-year-old son. I pray for their comfort during this time of grief. Our hearts go out to this friend of Chelsea's and to so many who are grieving today. Thank you, Beth.
Just before he was put to death in Dachau, Dr. Chapek wrote this prayer reflecting on his own life and the state of his spirit. It is worthwhile to live and fight courageously for sacred ideals. Oh, blow ye evil winds into my body's fire. My soul you'll never unravel. Even though disappointed 1,000 times or fallen in the fight and everything would worthless seem, I have lived amidst eternity. Be grateful, my soul. My life was worth living. He who was pressed from all sides but remained victorious in spirit is welcomed into the choir of heroes. He who overcame the fetters, giving wing to the mind, is entering into the golden age of the victorious.
Story with awe and curiosity. What does it take to be in prison, awaiting your own execution, and to describe yourself as victorious in spirit? Even though this is an uncommon response to such extreme injustice and persecution, the fact that we humans have the capacity for such strength of spirit fills me with both awe and hope. Examples abound in both history and literature of those resolute in their values, ethics, and even beliefs to see that they are engaged in something bigger than their own lives by speaking out, by taking a stand, by stretching themselves to take on risk for the sake of their vision of a world where the inherent worth and dignity of all are championed. Gandhi called it satyagraha, meaning literally holding fast to truth. Holding fast to truth. Think about the upheaval and suffering in our world today and how badly we still need a perspective that above all else holds fast to truth. And not just factual truths, but also the deeper truths of human dignity and love and justice. How can we find our own strength to cling to these truths? Is there a hint right here in the gathering of flowers? These flowers speak in their own language to draw on the wisdom and poetry of Chapek. They tell us of the temporary nature of life, that ephemeral beauty is precious because it will not last forever, calling us to each make our fleeting lives count, to allow our lives, however long their span, to become part of something bigger, the shared journey of humanity of which every single one of us is a part. They tell of the beauty of diversity, the gift of variety, and the strength of community. And I see it here in each of your faces. And they tell of the resilience and the persistence of seeds that bloom where they're planted. Cactus flowers thriving in the desert, alpine forget-me-nots bringing beauty to the coldest climate, wildflowers in sidewalk cracks, and dandelions everywhere, those bright, ungovernable, nourishing, flying, rooting, and multiplying souls, multiplying over and over in a relentless celebration of life. May it be so with each of us. May we learn from such powerful examples, both the flowers and the man of Norbert Chopek. And may this space be a garden where all can grow and flourish.
It is now time for us to share in the flower communion. As you each in turn approach the communion basket, do so reverently, with a sense of how important it is for each of us to address our world and one another with gentleness, justice, and love. We ask that you select a flower different from the one you brought that particularly appeals to you. As you take your chosen flower, noting its particular shape and beauty, please remember to handle it carefully. It's a gift that someone else has brought to you. It represents that person's unique humanity and therefore deserves your kindest touch. Let us share in this Unitarian Universalist ritual of oneness and love. Reverend Tiffany will receive the first flower on behalf of our community who can't be here today.
Beautiful. Thank you. As our time here comes to a close, I invite you to hold your flower in your hand and gaze at it. See how beautiful, how precious, and how temporary it is. You can let all else fall away as you pay special attention to the contours of the petals and the sometimes subtle, sometimes dramatic shifts from one hue to another. Hold this beauty in your mind and your heart and know that this moment will never come again. And know that the fleeting nature of this gift adds to its value rather than detracts from it. So it is with each of us and all who are gathered here. Here's a final blessing from Norbert Chopek. The flowers have the gift of language. In the dark of a death camp, they speak the light of life. In the face of cruelty, they speak of courage. In the experience of ugliness, they bespeak the persistence of beauty. For the flowers have the gift of language. They transport the human voice on winds of beauty. They lift the melody of song to our ears. They paint through the eye and hand of the artist. Their fragrance binds us to the sweet-smelling earth. May the blessings of the flowers be upon you. May their beauty beckon you to each morning, and their loveliness lure you to each day, and their tenderness caress you each night. May their delicate petals make you gentle, and their eyes make you aware. May their stems make you sturdy, and their reaching make you care. Being with us today, we'd love it if you could stay for coffee hour, which is right through those doors. It is especially important that all members of the congregation stay to attend our congregational meeting, which will be held right here in this room at 12:20. So there will be a little bit of time for coffee, bathroom breaks, refreshments, and then an annual meeting. At this annual meeting, we will hear a state of the church from our president. We will elect our incoming Board of Trustees members, and we will vote on our budget. We need a quorum, so it's especially important that if you are a member of the church, that you stay for the meeting. While you're waiting around for the meeting to begin, find Lori. There she is, and talk to her about signing up for a shift at the church's booth at Blue Plum. The Blue Plum Festival is a free art and music festival in downtown Johnson City on Friday, June 6th and Saturday, June 7th. This year, our booth is about the local songbirds in our area with a chance to make bird-related art. No talent or experience is necessary. I'll be helping, so definitely no talent is necessary. Today is the deadline for signing up for Wednesday night suppers, which is this coming Wednesday night. You can email wns@hvuuc.org or use the sign-up sheet in the fellowship hall. And today is also the deadline to RSVP for the RE Teacher Appreciation Dinner. So if you've volunteered with, that's exciting. I guess the planes have changed their flight pattern. Today is the deadline to RSVP for the RE Teacher Appreciation Dinner. If you volunteered with religious education this year, you can email Justin at dre@hvuuc.org to RSVP. And there are a few flowers left over, and so I would invite you to grab a flower here, or the leftovers for people who didn't bring a flower on the back, and bring them to somebody who isn't here today who you think might want a flower. Our closing hymn is number 63 in the thicker gray hymnal, Spring has now unwrapped its flowers. This is also when we collect the offering. This congregation needs your financial support to continue to teach our children, hold meaningful religious services, work towards social justice, and offer support for our most vulnerable people. Any contribution you can make is greatly appreciated. Please rise with me for our closing hymn, number 63, Spring Has Now Unwrapped Its Flowers. For your generosity this week and every week. Here's our benediction. May justice lead us. The calling of this moment. May wonder meet us right where we're at. May we discover our collaborators and our companions, and may love guide us on our journey of transformation. Blessed be, amen, and go in peace.
Yay, Church!